Throughout Canadian history, the Angus cattle have grown to be the dominant breed in the nation. The cattle, both red and black, are known for strong mothering skills, calving ease, and natural marbling for great tasting beef. We are proud to be Canada's leading beef breed. Welcome to Angus Central TV, keeping you up to date on all your Canadian Angus news.
Welcome to the first episode of Angus Central Television, ACTV. ACTV will be broadcast 4 times a year, online and through our social media channels. We at Angus Central are very excited to be providing you with Angus news in the form of a video. We are hoping that ACTV will provide an opportunity to showcase our producers and key players in our industry. We're going to tell you our Angus story through ACTV. In this episode, you will hear from your president, Green Gibson, one of our former Auction Marts of the Year, Don Raffin, with a market update, our Foundation and Junior reports, as well as a recap on all of our Angus events that have taken place through 2014. We hope you enjoy the first episode of ACTV. 2014 has been a fantastic year for the Angus breed and for the Canadian Angus Association, and I cannot wait to see what we have in store for 2015. With our markets currently at all-time highs, I think that 2015 can only be as exciting as we can possibly imagine. We, as your Canadian Angus Association, look forward to hosting you all here in Calgary for our National Convention next June, one of our most anticipated exciting events coming up next year. Folks, from us at Angus Central to your home, we wish you a very Merry Christmas and all the best in the new year. My name is Rob Smith, and I am proud to be your CEO. And here is your president, Corrine Gibson.
Hi, I'm Corrine Gibson. I'm currently the president of the Canadian Angus Association. I am very honored to be the president of this association and this great breed. We're here at Canadian Western Agribition, where we just showcased 400 head, over 400 head, 500 head of amazing Angus cattle. Being the president of this association is a humbling experience because I get to stand among all of these incredible Angus breeders. And I get to go into the commercial barn and I get to see the Angus cattle and the Angus breed and what it's done there. And my job as the president is so easy because of what these breeders have done, and more importantly, what the mother Angus cow has done for our breed and what she continues to do. I took office of this association in June. It's been a great experience. It's also been extremely challenging. I have a young family. I have a large ranch, so I'm in it with everybody else. I'm an Angus breeder, and I'm here to listen to whatever anybody has to say. I'm in love with this breed of cattle, and I'm in love even more so with the people that do this for a living. We have a great association. We have a great staff. We have a great group of people that run this organization, and I couldn't be more happy to be at the helm for this year. So as we close out Canadian Western Agribition and we move into some more sales and end an extremely strong calf market, I want to wish everyone out there an incredibly Merry Christmas and the very, very best in the new year.
Can you tell us, Don, a little bit about how the industry has been going this fall and what the market's been like?
Well, we've seen a complete 180-degree turnaround in the industry from the last 10 years, which have been actually brutal. Our industry got beat up pretty bad, but we've seen a resurgence in the marketplace, and the cattle numbers show that, and so supply and demand has really played in. And now we're seeing things that happen in the marketplace on cattle that we've never seen in our lifetime or in the history of the cattle market. Producers are more than happy. Most of them are very surprised. They can't believe it. When it first kind of took off, all of us in the industry couldn't believe it actually, and then it just kept going, and it's starting to settle in a little bit as the norm. But I'm sure we're going to see some hills and valleys yet in this fall and maybe next year. I look to see the next 5 to 10 years to be the best in the cattle industry, and it'll be as good as long as it was bad in the last 10 years, as negative, I should say. I look for a great future in the cattle industry. I think that people are going to actually make a living with them again, and I look for nothing but positive in the next 5 years for sure, and I think it could last a lot longer than that.
Now a report about the actions during 2014 of your Canadian Angus Foundation.
The foundation has started a few new initiatives and continued on with a few more. I can kind of go through a few. Would be the first one is the ambassador, and I've benefited from this competition. We've continued that and upped the money a little bit for all the finalists. So I strongly encourage young people to apply for that. And we've also added a few more new competitions targeting the over junior age to the 30. We have the Outstanding Young Angus Breeder, which is an award for young people that are staying involved in the breed and have their own operation. We also have which is brand new this year, is the National Junior Stockman Award, which is for kids that maybe don't go to all the shows or aren't going to participate in a conference or anything, but the guys that know everything about their cattle and their herd and the breed. We're kind of targeting that type of area, and that could involve a commercial breeder that's breeding Angus cattle as well.
My name is Matt Bates, and I'm from Cameron, Ontario, and I'm very honored to be the 2014-2015 CAF Robert C. McAfee National Youth Angus Ambassador. I started the position at Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan at our Canadian Angus Convention and have continued on since. Being selected as a finalist for the competition at convention in Moose Jaw was a good experience in itself, being able to interview with other Angus breeders that are absolutely cornerstone in our industry, and to be able to give a speech in front of the entire Angus community was a really good experience in itself. And then of course since then, having been able to go further with the ambassadorship, starting with Showdown in Virgin, Manitoba, and then off to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, I was able to take in our American Juniors League Conference over the August long weekend. And of course to Expo Boeuf in Victoriaville, Quebec, the Toronto Royal Winter Fair, and now here at Canadian Western Agribition in Regina. It's just been an absolutely phenomenal experience, and I can't wait because there's certainly more to come in the new year. There's no better time to be in this industry, and as a youth and up and coming in the industry, it's so humbling that all the breeders that support the Canadian Angus Foundation and allow young people like myself to carry forward in this industry. There's no doubt that the quality of cattle at these shows is just outstanding. How can you not be happy? Optimism is high in the industry, prices are high, and it's just pretty exciting and pretty humbling to be a young person who's starting in the industry and able to take in an experience like this. So I certainly encourage all juniors to apply for it. Just becoming a finalist and being able to travel to convention and take in that process was an experience in itself, and something that you can look back on fondly and never forget. So I certainly encourage everyone to apply.
The junior program is an essential part of the association, and we are happy to have a great group of juniors to represent our breed across Canada. Learn more about the junior program from Junior President Michael Hargrave.
Hi, I'm Michael Hargrave, the 2013-2014 Canadian Junior Angus Association President. I began my time on the association working as a director for Ontario. Raised on a family farm with 115 head, both red and black Angus in Maxwell, Ontario. We've been bringing our juniors back year after year to events like Showdown, which is our giant national show that we move around the country every year. I've been to several showdowns myself, literally from PEI to BC. I've seen a lot of the country traveling doing that. Got to meet a lot of the juniors across the country. Again, it's the great friends you meet, the people and contacts you make that make this industry so great. Gold Conference, I myself didn't take advantage of it early enough. I've only been to a couple of Gold Conferences, but I can tell you the word conference is a complete misnomer, because really it's just a get together for us to learn and grow. We get great speakers in. We just continue to educate and expand the great minds of our juniors and build those super youth that will go on to make a great impact in the beef industry. The other things you can take away from the program, I myself in the past have been recipient of scholarship programs. They have great help for school. We've been building and expanding our scholarship programs. There's plenty of money available to help develop our youth and our juniors. I added it up just this year in a presentation and realized that every year we give away enough money to fund half of a university education per year. So we are really growing the great leaders of tomorrow right here in our own breed. Big thing I have to say about the junior program as well, we offer exchange trips. I myself have gone down to the States for a couple trips, certified Angus beef being one of them, to learn a lot about how that program works. Like I said, you have friends from coast to coast through the junior program. Our general membership also, like if you're flying into an area for business and a completely unrelated job and you have an afternoon off, all you gotta do is go on the internet, pick up a directory, make a few phone calls, and you'll have you touring around. They'll put you up for the night, they'll feed you. It doesn't really matter where you are in the country. That's the great part of the fraternity. We're expanding our juniors for not just the front line, but in the back offices, in the politics arena, wherever we need our advocates to go forward and spread the word for us.
2014 has been such a great year, and there have been successful events to prove it. First, the Guiding Outstanding Angus Leaders Conference in February. Showdown is the annual junior show that was hosted in Virden, Manitoba this year. This is an excellent event that allows the juniors to learn more about the beef industry and network with other young, passionate Angus breeders.
My name is Kaylee Peltzer, and I have been involved with the Junior Angus Association for almost 6 years now. Over the last few years, I have attended Showdown and Gold Conference. They are two great events for any young agriculturalist to attend. This last summer, I attended Showdown in Virden, Manitoba. This is a great event for junior exhibitors to attend and showcase their animals, but also meet people from all over Canada. This year, it is being held in Olds, Alberta, so be sure to come check it out. Also, this spring, I attended Gold Conference in Calgary. This is another great opportunity for youth to gather in a central place to listen to many industry leaders and also talk with other youth about our future in this industry. I definitely encourage you to attend any of these programs if you can. Go Angus!
The next event was hosted by the Saskatchewan Angus Association in Moose Jaw. Our annual national convention was held there. Your 2014 convention report follows.
Hi, I'm Doug Reed, new director from Alberta with the Canadian Association. I'd like to spend a little time talking to you about the Canadian Convention, which is held annually in June, and talk a little bit about what went on in Moose Jaw this past June and what opportunities there are for members and new directors in Calgary in June of 2015. As a new director, it seems a little overwhelming to begin with because you have orientation and you deal with new governance policies, but that is something that applies to just directors, new and old. And the convention itself has turned into a tremendous business meeting. It's an opportunity for new members, old members, to learn more about our industry through keynote speakers. And the business side of it is something that is evolving because our business is becoming more and more valuable. Cattle prices have reflected that this fall, and they'll continue to reflect that again as we move into the future. So some of the things that we touched upon at the annual meeting were things like succession planning. I know that there are some more plans for the 2015 meeting to have business-oriented discussions and presentations by people that are well-known and well-respected within the industry. Much of what we do is directed at improving the quality of service that the Canadian Angus Association staff and directors provide. And that input comes directly from membership. And so it's extremely important that people attend these types of conventions, because it allows people to work on an ongoing basis with the people that represent them, as well as working with and learning from other members and other breeders. I think that we'd like to encourage all of you to come to Calgary in June of 2015 and attend the upcoming AGM. We value your input. We think that it's very important that you be there and be vocal and express your views and opinions, and we look forward to seeing you in Calgary in 2015.
New to your CAA events this year was Carcass 101. This event was held in Olds in June, with certified Angus beef and supported by Alberta Livestock and Meat Agency. There was great response to this event, and it will be held annually going forward. Watch as meat scientist Dr. Phil Bass from Certified Angus Beef educates about grading in Canada.
So, what is this?
A rib.
It is a rib. It's a rib, and this is what we would consider by the meat buyer's guide. This would be a 107 rib. This is not an entire rib primal. Rib primal would have the long bones all the way out here. You'd have short ribs down at the bottom, and we'll see some of those later, hopefully. But yes, we do have a rib. Now, why do you think I asked for the rib? They don't have a whole side for me to look at, so why do you think I asked for the rib? It's where we're going to grade. What specific location do we grade? 12th and 13th rib. It's the same in the U.S. as it is in Canada. Okay? 12th and 13th rib. All right? What are the different grades of beef in Canada? Yeah, you guys made it really easy. Okay? Now we had to make it really hard in the States. All right? What are the grades of beef in the States? Do you know? Wow! He gets a gold star today. You can still get the gold star today. Prime Choice Select Standard are the younger cattle, and then Commercial Utility Cutter cattle are the older cattle. Okay? Prime Choice Select and Standard are the equivalent of Prime, Canadian Prime, AAA, AA, and Single A. So we're going to make a lot of evaluation on that carcass. A grader at a big packing plant is going to have maybe between 7 and 10 seconds to evaluate that carcass. And that's okay because they're really good at it. Right? And then there's also camera technologies that are available now too. That a camera, it's literally a digital camera, but it's got it's got a head on it that mounts right on top of that ribeye very quickly. And it takes the exact same measurement every single time that way, and it snaps a picture. And the software program counts the pixels of that ribeye area. Isn't that cool? What? Yeah, and it counts the little white dots and the little red dots, and it can tell you very precisely what the marbling score could be. It will tell you very precisely the size of that ribeye area, and in fact it will measure the back fat for you as well. As this room warms up, as all of our bodies start warming this room up and we turn the refrigeration off, monounsaturated fatty acids melt at a lower temperature. So as we warm this up, we'll be seeing even less marbling. Now, if you get really close and bring a magnifying glass, you can almost see some marbling here. By the end of the day, you wouldn't see any marbling in this thing because it's melted. But that's okay. That's why we grade at very low temperatures, but that's okay. We're looking at that marbling, that monounsaturated fatty acid composition, and we know that it is highly desirable to the human palate. Grain finished marbling is highly desirable to the human palate. And we can talk about the grass finished and all that other stuff. But what we're here to talk about today is the predominant beef community finishing these animals on grain. And it doesn't have to be corn, it doesn't have to be barley, it just has to be grain. It has to be a high starch content. And so we can get that deposition in there. The more marbling, the more palatability we're going to have. The more palatable that meat is going to be. Science continues to demonstrate that over and over, time and time again.
We will take a moment to recognize the 2014 Canadian Angus Association Award winners. Throughout the summer, we had 2 interns that traveled across the provinces to attend different Angus events and promote the breed. Katie Olnick and Sophie Walton will tell you about their experiences as past summer interns.
I was stationed in Bayside of Ontario, Southern Ontario to be more specific. I went to 8 different schools from grade 2 to 5. There was lots of interaction with the kids, teaching them about Angus. There was lots of education days where students could learn about the Angus industry and future careers. I also went to about 10 different shows. The main one I went to was Millbrook Fair. I was there for 4 days. I had a booth at this event and I got to work with youth during the youth days and I got to teach them all about the Angus industry.
So I was stationed in Saskatchewan. I worked with Belinda Wagner out of the Saskatchewan Angus office, and I also worked from home when it was best for me to kind of split up between central and southern Saskatchewan. I went to roughly 20 different schools and gave over 30, possibly 40 presentations to different kids. I went as far as Lloydminster, and I've been to many stock shows and to regional shows. I got to go down to Estevan, all the way up to Spiritwood. I even got to dabble a little bit in Manitoba, going to the Minnetonus for each show. It's been a lot of fun. I was able to even go to the Red River X, which is the big exhibition put on in Winnipeg, so I've never been there before, so it was really cool to have the opportunity to drive all the way there and get to hang out with some great people and make some new connections, and going to the Stampede was definitely also a huge bonus. What I was able to learn from the internship was being able to work with lots of different people. The jobs that I've had previous were being, you know, a farm laborer and doing lots of stuff on my own, so being able to work here gave me the opportunity to do individual work but also work with the team. I got to work with Belinda Wagner, who was absolutely amazing. She put up with me for a long time and we were still on speaking terms, so that's always a bonus. I got to go to convention and that was really cool to be able to go to something that I've never been to before and network with people that I possibly wouldn't have met if I wasn't given the opportunity to go there. And the same goes with Stampede and going to Winnipeg. It just gave me the opportunity to go and network, and it taught me organizational skills, people skills, and I think that I've come out as a better public speaker, as a better communicator, and I think that that's some of the major things that I've learned from my internship, and I'm thankful that I had the opportunity to do it.
What I've learned from the internship is a lot of social skills, being able to talk to people. I'm a lot better public speaker now that I've had the opportunity to work with some phenomenal Angus enthusiasts. I've had the opportunity to travel throughout Canada, network with some amazing people with this job. I didn't get to attend convention, but I was able to attend Stampede, which was a phenomenal experience. We've talked with some breeders that might not be Angus, but other enthusiasts, and you learn lots from different people throughout different breeds.
Meet some of your Canadian Angus team members.
By the time you're watching this, I will be on maternity leave. But normally I do board support, so administrative support for our board of directors, logistical planning for convention, updates to the website, I take care of our electronic newsletter and any other e-blasts, that kind of thing. I think it would have to be the 2009 World Angus Forum at Spruce Meadows. It was pretty incredible to have that many cattle at a facility designed for horses. It was a pretty exciting time to be in the Angus business. I used to host a pub game called Name That Tune, and it's how I met my husband and why I'm on maternity leave.
My name is Stacey Price and I am the Registrar for the Canadian Angus Association. I joined your team at the end of December in 2011. I pretty much take care of all the questions regarding any registration, DNA, transfers of animals, imports of American animals. My favorite Angus memory would be the creation of this building. I enjoyed thoroughly being part of the team that took part in doing all the decorations and paint choices and just the building itself. It was such a great, I think it was amazing for the Canadian Angus Association to have a building of their own that they can call their own. Fun fact about myself, well, I am a chronic volunteer and I have been a 4-H volunteer for 20 years. I have been a Stampede Board volunteer for 15 years. I volunteered through the schools the whole time my children were in school, band parents, etc. And yeah, if there's a cause, I'm there volunteering for it.
Hi, my name is Byron. I'm in member services. I've been here since September of 2013. People contact me about tag orders, weight batches, registrations, age verification transfers, just a little bit everywhere here. So I would say the open house. The open house was really a good memory. Fun fact, I lived, well, I went on vacation to the Philippines and I ended up staying there for 3 years. It's kind of, I don't know why, but I just did.
I'm Kajal Devani. I've been adding value to your Canadian Angus Association as the Director of Breed Development since 2009. I grew up on a small mixed farm in Kenya and have a passion for genetics, so this is the perfect job for me. I have a master's in animal genetics from the University of Alberta, and I love providing tools and services for our members towards genetic improvement and being able to talk about genomics to our members. I'm very excited to be a part of this industry and this community. The Angus fraternity is a phenomenal one. Outside of work, I'm a foodie, so it's quite fitting that I work for farmers and ranchers.
Now is the time to mark your calendars with upcoming Angus events and deadlines. That's it for now, folks. This is Brian Good signing off from your Red and Black Angus News Center.